Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
We have a great opportunity for students, for those like college-age students, to share with you here in the St. Louis area. Sarah, are you good at finance and managing money?
Finance, maybe managing money. Yes, of course I'm good at that.
Okay, so maybe this one isn't for you or me.
No.
And plus, we're not college students anymore. So we'll share this opportunity with our listeners. Joining us in studio today, Mark Cannon. He's Senior Vice President for Finance and Administration and Chief Financial Officer for the LCMS Foundation. Mark, welcome back to the Coffee Hour.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's fun to get to chat about LCMS Foundation, and I got to admit, we're actually some of us are in the studio today. So to actually see a human being, kind of nice. So, Mark, share with us, what is the work of the LCMS Foundation?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me here. And people get confused. There's so many entities serving the church, Andy.
True, yeah.
And we just do a couple things to help church members and ministries in two areas. One, estate giving. Most people pass away and never think about what's going to happen to their assets. Only about 5% of people in the U.S. leave an estate gift. We try to raise that awareness among the church members, have them think about that, and help them to get through that process, and that's complicated. We also help ministries to invest. So a lot of times our seminary congregations need help with thinking about long-term financial strength to fund ministry, and we can help in both those areas.
What are some of the benefits of this work that you do? What is the good that comes out of this work that you do every day?
Well, the reality is, you guys joked about money to start the conversation. It's true. We're all not-for-profits. To do ministry work, it's all about the generosity of donors. It's about the reality of how you pay the bills, how you keep the sanctuary looking nice, how you pay the pastors, right? So we're here to help with that. So as an example, we go back to numbers, and our work is in numbers, a lot of it. During 2020, we distributed $30 million to ministries, and that was the generosity of donors, but it's exciting that kind of work.
Well, I heard yesterday that the LCMS Foundation has a summer internship opportunity for a student to learn more about the work that the foundation does, and also maybe to make a contribution as an intern as well.
Yeah. It's terrific. Thanks for that topic. And we find, that in the work that we do, it's pretty complicated. We've got 50 church workers and 30 of us here in the building at the International Center. And most of those, you guys will make fun of us, but we're accountants, we're lawyers, we're spreadsheet people.
We would never make fun of you.
But yet you guys need us,
But
what we find, guys, is that there's a lot of young people in our church body going to college, getting degrees in business, accounting, finance, looking to learn in the summer, looking to get ready for the real job market. And this situation we have is a great place to learn. So we started 8 years ago with an intern program, and this is the 8th year for it. And it's terrific. It really is a chance for them to learn. It's probably half value for them, where they learn about the business world and some skills, and half for us. There's some projects and some work that they do. So it's a win-win. But yeah, it starts here the first part of June.
This would not be an internship that I would be interested in because I am not an accountant or a finance person. However, for someone who is interested in this, it sounds like such a great opportunity to be able to work with the foundation and learn all of these skills. What are some of the things that an intern will be able to do this summer?
I think one of the best things they do is meet our team. Again, we've got 30 people here in the building, and it's a unique set of jobs they have. And I think a lot of people, when they go to school, unless they're going to be, a teacher, maybe a pastor, they don't know what they're going to do with their job. So if you major in business, who knows? What you'll meet is 30 people who serve the church, and some are in accounting, some are in investments, some are in IT, and you see what they really do day to day. So learning what that working world is like is a big part of the internship, along with projects, really. Things we need to research that maybe we're too busy, or, a student can kind of dive in and maybe spend a couple months and kind of, at the end of the summer, report back to management on what they found out.
What's unique about the foundation, about an internship at the LCMS Foundation versus doing an internship in business in more of a commercial setting?
There's a lot of similarities, really, in terms of the skill sets. A lot of the work is spreadsheets. A lot of it's seeing monthly financial statements, and my work like that, and our team's work to do with managing money and budgeting. The difference is the mission. What they'll learn is we're here to serve the church, and it might open their eyes maybe to church work. And often what we hope with these students is that they maybe become not so much the work in the church, but they can be leaders in their own congregation someday, maybe serve as treasurer, on board of stewards, and just know the needs of ministries and learn things about the business side of the church with us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know from my own internships that it's such a wonderful way to learn all of that experience when you're still in school and you're still in that learning mindset, and then be able to take those skills out into the real world. And like you said, being able to take this maybe not even into the working world, but into a board of directors on a church is such a crucial thing that our congregations need. Are there special projects or things that interns maybe get to do with LCMS Foundation that they wouldn't be able to do elsewhere?
Well, the ones, it's funny you say that because it depends on the intern. Ideally, they're college students always. Some years, we have a freshman who's really strong, and they're 1 year through school and they're really bright, maybe not as polished. So what they do might be different. The ones who are older, the ones who are closer to graduation, maybe have a little more of better communication, better maturity, will get to sit in on conversations with donors and ministries sometimes. And that's a big benefit. In particular, last summer, we had a really strong intern, one of them, who is now a first-year student at Concordia Seminary, as a matter of fact. And so he really had the talent to sit in, and we had some Zoom meetings, actually, with ministries on investing. But he's able to sit in and sort of see that conversation. And, so some of that's observing, obviously. But, of course, we turned off his microphone during the meeting. But again, it's exposure to that. Mm-hmm. And again, we find they'll morph a little bit. For example, one of the ones, the first year we did this, is kind of a funny story. We had a really strong intern, really, really bright and brilliant, and we kept giving him, brochures and manuals. He read everything really fast. So after about a week, we said, "So, what things do you see here that you can give us any feedback?" And he said, "Well, you guys don't have a Wikipedia page," and we didn't. And part of our challenge, like we talked about this morning, is awareness. No one knows what we do a little bit, right? So we're challenged with that message. So the fact that he noticed that was awesome, because we didn't think about that. We're trying to do our work, and then we said, "So can you make one for us?" And he said, "Yes." And so within a couple of weeks, we had a Wikipedia page. And really, that's a neat thing about our internships. What it can be is sometimes they'll recognize things that they see that they have an interest in. It could be IT related. And so that's a good example of one where what they noticed led to them having a nice, concrete project that summer.
So an intern could really bring a nice fresh set of eyes from an outside perspective, from a different perspective, and really bring a contribution in that way as well.
It's a good point.
So it's more than sanctified spreadsheets is what you're telling me.
I like that term. I haven't used that yet.
Sanctified spreadsheets. You're welcome.
Write that down. Hold on.
Royalties. How can we learn more about the internship opportunities and at LCMS Foundation?
Just through our website, either the LCMS website at lcms.org. Under Serve, there is a category called Career Opportunities, and you can dig in there and find us. Or the LCMS Foundation's website, which is just lcmsfoundation.org.
That's pretty easy to remember. You mentioned earlier, we talked very early on in the segment about the work of the foundation today, helping individuals, congregations, organizations as well. You had better words than the ones that are coming to mind.
To help with estate gifts.
Thank you.
And with investing.
What are the first steps in learning more about that, and whether as an individual or as a congregation or an organization, what are the first steps that we would take to do that better, to be better within making investments?
Definitely. Good question. When it comes to the estate giving side, the first steps often is prayer. People to think about how God's blessed them and how it might be time to assess what they want to do, what happens to their assets when they pass. If they want to get involved with the LCMS Foundation, it's free. And I mentioned we have 50 church workers. 20 of them are gift planning counselors, and they talk to church members about this topic. They're ready for that conversation, and it's really just, at no cost, a chance to reflect on that process. And for so many people, they just never get around to it. It's always sort of like, I'll do it next year. I'll do it in 10 years. I'm not ready now. And yeah, it's certainly something that when people do it, they are glad they sort of check the box
Very good. And I know right now travel may be working for some people, maybe a challenge for others in order to visit and connect and talk about these things. If someone wants to learn more about this for themselves or for their congregation, for their organization, how do they do that? We have about 30 seconds left here.
Yeah. Well, again, the best quick place is our website, lcmsfoundation.org. They can certainly reach out to people on our team that are on that, contact or me, and ask questions. On the investing side, same way. You mentioned Zoom. We've done a lot of our conversations that used to be, going to see a church in Nebraska in the church basement, where now it's in Zoom. And so we still talk about those two topics, but it can be done well through Zoom or through, video type meetings.
Very good. LCMSfoundation.org. Our guest today, Mark Cannon, Senior Vice President for Finance and Administration, Chief Financial Officer for the LCMS Foundation. Mark, thanks so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour today.
Thank you. It's fun.
I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.